Because of me, my younger sister was put in a mental hospital. Am I right or wrong? My name is Ethan, and I'm 19, a freshman in college, trying to juggle classes, a part-time job, and the chaos of my family life. My younger sister, Lily, is 16, and she's always been a wildfire, bright, unpredictable, and sometimes dangerous. She's been diagnosed with bipolar disorder since she was 13, and when she's off her meds, it's like watching a storm tear through everything in its path. I love her to death, but the last few weeks have been a nightmare I never saw coming. It all started when I was scrolling through some sketchy forum late at night, looking for nothing in particular, just killing time. Then I saw it, a picture that made my stomach drop. It was Lily, not just any picture, but one she had no business posting online. She was 16 for God's sake, and this was the kind of thing that could get her in serious trouble, like legal trouble, underage stuff. My heart was pounding as I sat there, staring at my laptop, trying to process what I just seen. My little sister, who still argues with me over who gets the last slice of pizza, was posting explicit photos on some corner of the internet I wished I'd never stumbled across. I didn't sleep much that night. I kept thinking about what to do. I didn't want to rat her out to our parents right away. Lily and I have always been close, and I knew she'd feel betrayed, but I couldn't just ignore it either. So 2 days later, I decided to talk to her. I tried to be calm, to come at it from a place of love. I sat her down in her room, away from mom and dad, and said, "Lily, I saw the pictures online. I'm not mad, but I'm worried. You could get in huge trouble for this, and I'm here for you. You could talk to me about anything, you know that, right?" I kept my voice steady, even though I was freaking out inside. I told her I wouldn't tell mom and dad if she promised to stop. She just stared at me, her face blank, like she was shutting me out. All she asked was, "Are you gonna tell them?" When I said no, as long as she stopped, she nodded and said fine. That was it. The conversation was tense, like walking on glass, but I thought maybe I'd gotten through to her. I was wrong. The next day, she cornered me in the kitchen, and holy hell, she was furious. Her face was red, her eyes wild, and she let me have it. "You're such a jerk, Ethan. You're not my dad. You can't control me. Nobody can tell me what to do," she screamed. I'd never seen her like that, not even during her worst episodes. She went off, saying I was a pervert for even looking at her pictures. And then, get this, she threatened to get one of her online boyfriends to beat me up. I just stood there, stunned, trying to get a word in, but she wasn't having it. She stormed off, leaving me feeling like I'd just been hit by a truck. That's when I knew something was seriously wrong. This wasn't just teenage rebellion. This was Lily off her meds, spiraling into one of her manic episodes. That night, while she was out with her friends, I did something I'm not proud of. I went in her room and got on her computer. I told myself it was just to make sure she was okay, that I'd stop if I didn't find anything worse than what I already knew. She wasn't logged into her Gmail, but her browser, Internet Explorer, of all things, had her account set to auto-login. I felt like garbage snooping like that, but after her blow-up, I was convinced she was in over her head. I opened her Google Talk chat records, and what I found made my blood run cold. There was this guy, let's call him Asshole, who she'd been talking to since early spring. Hundreds of emails and chats, going back months. I skimmed through the most recent ones, and my worst fears came true. Lily was planning to meet this creep at a motel at the end of the month. She told us she was going to a concert with a friend, even had a ticket pinned to the fridge to sell the story. But it was a lie. This guy had sent her the ticket to cover her tracks. He knew where we lived. He had our address. And from their chats, it was clear they'd been talking on the phone or maybe Skype because there were gaps in their messages that didn't make sense otherwise. The more I read, the worse it got. This guy was married with 3 kids, 1 in college. He was way too old for Lily, and he knew she was 16 because she talked about high school all the time. She was also bragging to him about being with other guys at school, and he was egging her on, encouraging her to be even more reckless. He'd start their chats with disgusting messages like, "Hey, little